I mean, shall say away. Questions now, which may you know, my.
Yeah, Sergio Bibi says, Kotoko bet me, I rely on Kwame Puku and Morifin Donzwana for the rest of the season. Sergio, for me, I think Kotoko need an upgrade, kakra. And now it be additional support I beka anymore because with Donzo not playing that well, Kwame Puku suffering no free injury. But last season he was quite brilliant. But season I shall say injury are affecting him. The season so far games are yedi kind. He started in that game against Bekum Chelsea, but at a point on injury, and of course about the game against Adriana second half. And of course, last Wednesday's game against Young Apostles. So, Sergio, for me, I think so. Maybe additional support in terms of the attacking third. Amobabeka, Kwame Puku, and Morifin Donzo. If Kotoko really wants to win the Ghana Premier League or FA Cup to return back to Africa, Sergio, Samba, can he walk into the Black Star squad? Sergio, question a bit subjective. Yes, he's a very good defender. The quality is not in doubt, but the problem some people might have, they say, should the level of the players on your mobile vis-a-vis obe compare or more na fefo or Black Star setup. No, I mean these are defenders who have played at the highest level. The likes of Salisu, Jiku, Oka, Omo Amonsu, Ebode La Liga, no, Ibino to say Abdul Momen, mo, Kojo Pompepra, rubbing shoulders with the creme de la creme within the French Liga, no, and so that is where the problem no ebewo. For me, I think say he have the quality, but whether say obetimi I walk straight into the Black Stars team, no, for me I think say he has the quality, but ningina ebe depending on the coach, no. The coach of the Black Stars should Samba switch the nationality, no, obey available na coach ningina be depending. But for me, I think say he has what it takes to walk into the Black Stars defense. Okay. Yes, I think say he has. So Joe Obinsu bisa say ohe Sule Muntari, Michael Essien and Kudra Samoa or more impact for both club and country. So Joe, I say ebinumo enya titles kakrachi ebinumo oh yeah comparison na. So Joe Kudra Samoa, for example, has won 6 league titles Italy with Juventus. Essien won 4 league titles Olympique Lyonnais and of course Chelsea. And Sule Muntari said we need 2 league titles. And over Champions League, 2 of them have won the Champions League. Michael Essien with Chelsea and Sule Muntari with Inter Milan. And of course, Kudra Samoa and Entimi and we need the league no. For Sule Muntari, he has won the Coppa Italia once. He has won the Supercoppa Italia twice. And of course, one year quarter-final appearance at the World Cup. For someone like Kudra Samoa, who enya 4 Coppa Italia, 3 Supercoppa Italia, Ubeka on also 2 Champions League runner-up positions. You know, one lucky 2 Champions League finals. One losing to Barcelona in 2015, and of course the other one losing to Real Madrid in 2017. And also quarter-final appearance at the World Cup and final AFCON appearance. Ewo Angola. Michael Essien was part of the 2010 team na ediko Angola no, but Sergio game ne koso na competition ne koso and na injury buy nti wentimi antwaso. But in all, Sergio Sule Muntari has given Ghana 84 appearances, 20 goals. Essien 59, 9 goals. Kudra Samoa 74, 4 goals. Sergio cunning in Abuma. Sergio I will go for Sule Muntari.
Oh, okay.
Yes, in cunning in Abuma. The impact, I will go for Sule Muntari based on what they've done with various national teams and more local clubs, you know, are more edicabono in more foreign based clubs. You know. So Joe Bibisa is Kotoko, the formation of Kotoko and the formation of Accra Sofo. So Joe Kotoko there a team a chassis in 1926, but it passed through some phases before 30 August and 1935. You know. Openibia e friend Kwesikuma ofri yan kyerene ase nti na oni na damfo bia friend Lawrence Yawasamoa no so electrician, so they came together to form Ashanti Union Football Club. But later on no, in 1931 team no change to Kumasi Titanics, and of course 1934 to Mighty Atoms. That time so na omo bobo no dodo na aye aban edwumayefo railway sector and there is nti omo amoye adwuma no omo sabo yetimi transfer obi e de ko obi nti ebedu maybe na team no omo nhye da ni players. But 1935 papa bi afa ni JSK Frimpong a oye head teacher or headmaster of Kumasi School Boys said you asim boys say where ya ena omo nyina ka bom ena omo ko gi inshira e free the then Asante Hini at that time ena omo di team no eye Kumasi Asante Kotoko. That was how the club was formed in 1935. And said you for House of Folk a certain man be a friend Akom Duncan from Salt Pond. He has shown a lot of interest in football. So the day they were supposed to play a game against Invisible in 1911, and House of Folk outdoored their club 11th November 1911. And so you omo that time now JT Ankara, the father of Roy Ankara, former boxer, where Mr. CB Neti, later obeye GF Penny, William A.S. Okreku, and of course JAIE Solomon Amponsa, Solomon Kwashi, William Brustegu, T Brustegu, Alfredo Kreku, FD Amu, Peter Mam, Kwashi, and of course and the Obewo William Okran. And said you these were the men who came together and formed Accra Folk in 1911. So you been so besides say Kwesi Apia the national team was Sudan DNSC. So you nyina be kai say the recent World Cup qualifiers no at a point in time not they were the team leading, but of course Senegal and DR Congo came and overtook them, and Senegal took the top spot mu group no, and a DR Congo enya the second place team no na mobile and na mo the kobo playoff na se am qualify for the Intercontinental no. So say you what the woman said the team is still preparing, but unfortunately Sudan players na nkasa say you omo national team not depending much on omo local players no. That is Al Hilal, Al Merrikh. Obekaya last season Al Hilal and Al Merrikh were playing in the Mauritanian League because Oko Sudana say you ntokwa ekoso wo man mu nti asomdwe ni o esian se asomdwe ni nti ball kra ntimi nkoso me ne okasai Al Hilal ene Rwanda mpanyifo ahihye se Al Hilal afiwe league ebekoso Rwanda no ehonom no mo ball nti that is the caveat but Al Merrikh the other so the Mauritanian League so most of the call-ups ne dudona are depending on the Al Hilal and Al Merrikh and to some extent other few clubs in Sudan no. But AFCON na say you omu group no they are paired in group E. Kwesi Apia Sudan is in group E alongside Algeria, Burkina Faso, Equatorial Guinea and omu Sudan. Say you omu group no emu ye din kakra. Because Algeria, yes, the last two AFCONs they went out of the group stages. No, yeah, quite any moment. Burkina Faso were one of the tough opponents in the last AFCON. They reached quarterfinals before they reached around 16 before losing to Mali. And of course, Equatorial Guinea topped a group and Ivory Coast Mungina Ewoho. And Sudan, after missing out the last AFCON in 2023, back. So that is where Kwesi Apia nene team no Sudan ewo group E ewo AFCON na ekoba so. So you BBC said first Black Stars captain it was CK Jemfi. Later on Obeboaye Emaye G3 AFCON titles as a coach. Osai the first captain for the Black Stars. So you BBC said criteria a prevent player from switching the nationality. And nipakono edi mfatu kwa ye example to say Danny Welbeck. Say you the tiene say we a player na o pese o switching nationality a as I said before say obedru 21 years no more than 3 matches fani say bia edinketia o pese o bagana sisi a edinketia bru 21 matches this 21 years nti se obetimi aswitch ne nationality a by the time se opese o switch nationality no nya more 3 competitive games wabra obro 21 years ana ewo ana emra na e down no. And beside that say you obesa player one more a major tournament like the Euros, like the World Cup and the likes. So say you what did Dan Welbeck example say those criteria nya wabro so nti say you can't switch because Dan Welbeck was part of the 2014 England team now about Brazil no. and me know ka say we do almost 35 years nti they yet that example say you for him to switch that the nationality no e be din amano say you obi bisa say
I'm peka craving come
okay
on say the okano say youth teams are the first a year bebo ama what ma switch nationality you can switch of nationality or boy mo mind be o person o sisa bebo o mind fufuro o mind fufuro na person ko bo ma no say o ye krom o free kromo ana unchi free ho na unchi na free ho no e free una na for no se ba ko pekura e free kromo a ye mfa ne say on say o papa e wo o maame ne maame
okay
into ona na for mienu e wo papa side wo na na for mienu e wo maame side into say nipa for no omu bia betima trace ne nchi aba o man fufuro na wo kanemu a one o qualify say o switch your nationality, and the first thing is to get the nationality of that country. That's the first criteria. Now about football ni mu umfie no less than 21 utumi switch nemu no abro 21 nenso so 21 na wadi ana wabro no oman na wom na wo so ye honi a pesa wo sesa no more than 3 matches emfa ma wo mo a
competitive
more than 3 competitive matches emfa ma omu senior team na eno so so utumi yemfa so omu senior team no akobo be 4 matches after the age 21 you can switch. But what bododo said then e wo omu youth side any problem. And even say ubo 3 no as I said 3 after last game abomo no as at least 3 years atwam. And this yemfa say ubo second game na fe wo so switch no because omo on the wait period emsemra na adwene say uniwa ifo na fe do mahu say yemfrew nti should take some 3 years period into the lives of Edin Ketia Odo and Moni Adinyina. They all qualify based on this criteria. Tinipa the question is that then Emma Obi and qualify to switch no who dear Ebema Obi are qualify now ubetime who dear man and qualify to switch. Okay, James.
All right, our interest rate.
Yeah. Sergio Obi nso bisa say playoff na eba intercontinental na DR Congo final team ben na obetimi amani hot chase in terms of the opponent no. Sergio DR Congo pathway na New Caledonia from Oceania in Jamaica. So omumienu na pepo. Ne obewe ni that game no ene beshia DR Congo. I think say Jamaica mum ene bema DR Congo a very good run for their money based on the quality that they have. In as much as a Jamaican team on top of group Emma Curaçao a top no, I think say based on the quality that the Jamaican team has no, they have what it takes to give their because team I the likes of Ethan Pinnock, Mason Holgate, say you Demarai Gray, and say you even Michael Antonio ne accident na e ma pry by na yen hu team no he is also part of that squad. And say, they have some cup the Cordova raid at a point with Fulham, say all Leicester. And say, these are all Premier League guys. Omoka Jamaica team no. Say for me, I think say that pathway no. Jamaica stands as the team I bet me DR Congo a very good run for their money. Say Binsu Bisa say World Cup now ya expanded the numbers from 32 to 48. Emusaina ebebo 2026 World Cup for the first time. Say you listener only 4 pair. And Ebibeka say like number of the debutants and I expect no Kobe say doso because ye piatinemu. You will say at a point in time in 2006 World Cup 4 of the debutants were from Africa. 4 countries will make your debut. Said you no move free Africa. And even that time no crane do 48 because we had Togo, we had Ivory Coast, we had Ghana and Angola. And so do not all these 4 countries out of the 5 slots now yedima Africa no. Now they were from Africa. Auntie. Yes, Jordan, Uzbekistan, Curaçao, Cape Verde. Say you these are the 4 teams Omo enya akonya say omo kobo the World Cup for the first time in their history. So these are the 4 debutants now. Omo kobo the World Cup 2026 now. Ekoba no. Say you binsu bisa say will it be fair? Say Sweden or recorded 0 wins ewo omo recent group stages of the FIFA World Cup qualifiers no omo kwa no mo we but omo nya opportunity to play in the European version of the playoff, then eventually you see them making it through. Sergio, the fairness ne say ye demra ene ye competition way. And before say ye de qualify si eba so no European teams na nyina ya ma obi atiase say 12 groups no top teams no obia be qualifier ko na obia qualifier ya hwe omo so di second no omo so ya peki omo nti 12 no Sergio enyanso e na omo so omo be fa 4 ranked Nations League teams nti ehonom na Sweden aye lucky ama wakwakoduro. So that could be the reason why you will see Sweden is part of the European playoff.
Okay.
And maybe eventually they might end up being one of the taking one of the 4 slot. No more I call the World Cup. No. So you also besides say playoff sport and say which pathway stand as the most difficult. So you for me I think say the Poland, Albania, Ukraine, Sweden one probably be the most difficult because Ukraine have also been one of the countries yet to me who are more World Cup. Sweden MSC out in 2022 Qatar, but 2018 they were there. Poland has also been one of the consistent countries when it comes to making it into the World Cup. No, I think say the pathway now part B no probably not a bit difficult where Ukraine, Sweden will meet, and of course Poland, Albania will also meet. The winners of these 2 games, and Ebeshia. So that will be the final, of which the winner from that event gets the chance to be in 2026 World Cup. No, Sergio, Obinsu Bisa say we have Port Ghana akwakodem ahead of the group door for on 5th December 2025. Sergio Port nini.
Okay.
Port nini. Oshe Port na Port one no included the co-hosts. That is USA, Canada, and Mexico. And the rest of the high-ranked teams, FIFA ranking. That is where you have the likes of Spain, Argentina, France, England, Brazil, Portugal, Netherlands, Belgium, and Germany. And a Port 2 also Croatia, Morocco because of the highest ranking Africa and 11th in the world Port 2.
Okay.
So almost Port 2 alongside Senegal, almost 19th in the world. They are also part of the Port 2. No? So you see the likes of Colombia, Uruguay, Switzerland, Japan, Iran, South Korea, Ecuador, Australia, and Austria. And then what about Port 3? Baby, I want Norway, Panama, Egypt, Algeria, Scotland, Paraguay, Tunisia, Ivory Coast, Uzbekistan, Qatar, and Saudi Arabia. Then Port 4 includes Ghana, Jordan, Cape Verde, Curacao, Haiti, New Zealand. And the rest of the playoff spot now, and so be count, say you, the 6, 2 from the Intercontinental, and then 4 from Europe. Almost be back kai 4.
Okay.
So what it means omo aye ni omo pot no ye ni omo ntimihia nti ye be pick one from each pot na ye de no na pay in a group and say yo it becomes difficult for me. The favorable draw I want to see say be a pot 1 be one of the co-hosts because apart from the rest of the countries omo wo nyina say yo bia bro so from Belgium, from Netherlands to Brazil to Portugal, say Joe Biabru yeso. Then probably Port 2, senya a country like Ebia, Iran, Bisa, it might be okay. From Port 3, if we get a country like maybe Scotland, Paraguay, you'll be good to go. Because the other port, African countries, we can't be paired with another African country, the same group. So for me, if me port now, me for the favorable pot I want to see say be pick one each beer, one from the co-host and at least from Port 2 yenya Iran be at least from Port 3 yenya ebia Uzbekistan mo them to some extent all those other weakest ones said because Ankobani says you Yasubeshi ebia ebeti said the last World Cup because we went into the most difficult group of the last World Cup, having Portugal, having the likes of Uruguay and South Korea. And Seju, it's one of the reasons why we went out after the group stages, Seju.
Okay. All right. I also